Today, in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topics or those topics which are useful for everyone. And today's our topic is RSS a nationalist organization? RSS was founded in 1925 by Dr. Keshav Baliram Hedgevar, a doctor in the city of Nagpur. Development of the Shakha network of the RSS was the main preoccupation for Dr. Hedgevar throughout his career as the RSS chief. The first Pracharak were responsible for establishing as many shakhas as possible, first in Nagpur, then across Maharashtra, and eventually in the rest of India. Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was impressed with the help extended and allowed the RSS to field a contingent of 100 Swayamsevaks in 1963 Republic Day parade. At the time of 1965 war with Pakistan, Prime Minister Lal Bahadur Shastri invited RSS Sar Sangh Chalak Mr. Golwalkar to an all-party meet. RSS was asked to relieve the Delhi police of their routine duties so they could focus on strategic tasks for the war effort. After the declaration of 1971 Bangladesh War of Independence by Indira Gandhi, RSS provided support to the government by offering its services to maintain law and order in Delhi, and its volunteers were the first to donate blood. Today, we have a very elite, experienced, learned panel with us. I would like to invite my first guest, and he is Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose IAS. Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose IAS is one-man expert commission on labor to prepare an action plan for the welfare and development of the workforce in the context of COVID-19. He has authored 40 books in English, Malayalam, and Hindi, including novels. Dr. Bose is a recipient of 31 national and international awards, including United Nations Global Best Practice Award. Dr. Bose, you have heard what Honorable Justice Kohli has mentioned about the RSS. We would like to know from you, is RSS a nationalist organization? Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose, please.
Thank you, Mr. Goyal. I think you have fixed this important discussion on the most appropriate day, whether it's by design or by accident. This is the World Epileptic Day, as you said. There is a section of people in India who are taught to go epileptic when they hear the name RSS. Thanks to the erudite presentation by Honorable Justice Kohli, most of the misconceptions against the RSS has been dispelled here. So I'll take on from there. What is the RSS all about? One picture, of course, is that the RSS is a set of dedicated nationalists who are inspired by patriotism. The second picture is very dismal. It is a bunch of hardcore or extremist communalists who are out to destroy the communal harmony of India. So this is a very confusing state of affairs. The RSS has been banned, as you and Justice Kohli has said many times. If they are banned, they must be bad boys. But the ban has been lifted. That means they must be good boys. So are they good boys or are they bad boys? That is a primordial confusion which has been created in India. And we owe it to the people to dispel this. To a very large extent, the judicial mind of Justice Kohli has cleared the air to a very large extent. Now, why is it that the same narrative against the RSS is being paraded and being believed or made to be believed in India today, even though, as you pointed out in the beginning, RSS is the strongest movements, people's movements in the world as far as volunteerism is concerned. I think Albert Einstein will give the reply to this. You know, Einstein, before he came up with the theory of relativity, he was not a very well-known figure in Europe. But with the theory of relativity, he shot into fame. He was invited by the Oxford University for a lecture and also to give him a reception. Einstein has certain oddities, eccentricities with him. He will travel only in his own car, wherever he goes. And if he has to go outside the country, the car will also be shipped. And the car should be driven only one driver. He will not allow anybody else to touch it. So they came to go to Oxford. As they were driving through the streets of London to Oxford, Albert Einstein picked up a quarrel with his driver. The driver said, please stop your backseat driving. Einstein got wild. And he said, then I will drive. Then he, okay, if you drive, then I will speak on your theory of relativity. The driver said, okay, then do it. They switched on places. Einstein became the driver, and the driver sat in the rear of the car. In this melee, they reached the gates of Oxford. They came, opened the rear door, and received the VVIP, who was sitting in on the rear seat. The driver was ushered onto the stage, thinking that is Albert Einstein. And he was asked to speak about the theory of relativity. The driver gave an excellent speech on the theory of relativity, because he had heard Einstein saying the same speech on so many occasions. But at the end of that, the professor of physics in Oxford, he stood up and asked a question in quantum physics. You know, the driver told the professor, elementary, professor, elementary. These questions can be answered even by my driver. So he asked Einstein, who was sitting in the back. So the same speech, when I say the same speech, the same narrative has been given about RSS in this country. First by India's first Prime Minister, Jawaharlal Nehru. Jawaharlal Nehru had a kind of pathological dislike for the RSS. I am saying this not without any authority. Jawaharlal Nehru is on record. He said, by education, this has been repeated recently also in the Deccan Chronicle. By education, I'm an Englishman. By views, I'm an internationalist. By culture, I'm a Muslim and a Hindu only by the accident of my birth. This sums up the attitude of Jawaharlal Nehru towards anything that is Hindu. And now, coming to the next generation, recently, of course, Obama is on record about Rahul Ji, that he was like a, child student who tries to impress it. Anyway, that I'm not going into that. But these two generations I'm saying, because it has a relevance to the context. Rahul Ji once told Timothy Romer, the then ambassador of the United States to India, at a dinner hosted by India's Prime Minister in 2009, that RSS is worse than the Lashkar-e-Toiba. These are two opinions. Everybody has got a right for their opinion. In between lies the truth. And the truth about RSS has been clearly stated by Justice Kohli here. And I would also try to repeat what both of you have said about Zakir Hussain. Zakir Hussain, the former president of India, certainly a great nationalist. He said the allegations against RSS of violence and hatred against Muslims are wholly false. Wholly false. Muslims should learn the lessons of mutual love, cooperation, and organization from RSS. So, which is the right picture? The right picture is that, the RSS has been banned many times. Why? It is banned not only with independent India. See, there is a charge against RSS that they were not participating in the freedom struggle. But the British government, the Raj and the Swaraj, both have banned RSS. Why? Hedgewar, who formed the RSS, he fought against the British, he was jailed. He was a part of Tilak movement. He was a Tilakite. But when he formed the RSS, they decided this is an apolitical organization. This is an organization which is based on humanism. This is an organization which is based on Vasudhaiva Kudumbaka. This is an organization which is there to foster nationalism and patriotism. Even today, you go by the narrations given by Justice Kohli Saab here. See, whenever there is a need in this country, RSS rises to the occasion. They are there even to maintain law and order. Lal Bahadur Shastri requested the RSS to take over the law and order maintenance in Delhi. during our war with Pakistan. Even Mrs. Gandhi did that. Now, the RSS on and off has been banned. But from 1925 till date, the RSS has proved itself to be one of the most dedicated, most principled, least corrupt, or even incorruptible organizations. Now, where do we place this organization? Yes, the RSS has certain criticisms against it. Number one, it was said that they were against the Constitution of India. Number two, they disrespected the national flag. These are square issues, squarely drawn. We have to answer this. Did they disrespect the Constitution? When the Constitution was formulated, you go through the speeches of the participants in the Constituent Assembly. There were so many theories, so many opinions which were expressed there. That it is from all these welter of opinions that the Constitution was created. Their objection was only this: is this India's Constitution? If it is India's Constitution, it has to reflect the ethos, the culture, the milieu of the nation. Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam should be the basis of that. And the great lawgivers of the world, including Manu, there is no reflection of that. The RSS did not object to the content of the Constitution. They objected to the lack of content in the Constitution about the Indian ethos. Opinions may differ. At the formative stages of any Constitution, different opinions will come. But once the Constitution was formulated, they respected it. There are two prime ministers in this country: Vajpayee, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and the present-day Prime Minister Narendra Modi. They were from the RSS. When they become prime ministers, they swore by the Constitution. They stood by the Constitution. They tried to implement the Constitution. It is a fallacy to say that the RSS is against the Constitution of India. And number two, the flag. The flag represents the symbol of India's ethos, the essence of India. The RSS only pointed out that Bhagat Dhwaj is there, which reflects the ethos of India than the tricolor. It's an opinion. Once the opinion was expressed, of course, nobody paid heed to that. Then the flag code of India did not permit private citizens and organizations to flaunt the flag. That is why RSS did not do that. In 2002, the flag code was amended. In 2002 itself, in the national headquarters of RSS, India's flag was hosted. Therefore, it is a series of misinformation which is given to tarnish the image and reputation of RSS. RSS is a nationalist organization. It's a voluntary organization. It's an organization which is secular with S as a capital. They are secular not because it is there in the Constitution of India, because India is secular. The Hindu culture is secular. That secularism is reflected by RSS. RSS is never a communal force. I have the experience only in the civil service. I was also handling police for a long time. I was also under the impression that the RSS is an organization which is communal. No, never. You come to know of it. You learn that. See, it is always better to light a candle than curse the darkness. We have been made to live in the darkness as far as RSS is concerned. Let us light a candle. It was very, very encouraging and enlightening to listen to a judge, that to a former Chief Justice, give his opinion with so much of candor. I think this discussion here will certainly light up the path, and tomorrow to fresh woods and pastures anew. As far as RSS is concerned, it should be Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. The darkness which has engulfed all of us as far as RSS is concerned will go and light will come. RSS will emerge as the symbol of India's secularism and India's concern for humanity, which is enshrined in Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. That is RSS in my perception. Thank you.
I'm sure the RSS will definitely do some more good works. And my appeal as being the chairman of Organ Donation India Foundation to RSS, when they were in forefront for blood donation, they must come out in forefront for organ donation, because today more than 5 lakhs Indians are dying every year for want of organs. So please take this note very clearly and try to help those who wants who are dying for want of organs. And I'm sure the organization like RSS will definitely take up this. Thank you very much.
Mr. Paul,
yes.
before you conclude, you can enroll me for organ donations right now.
Thank you very much, Honorable Justice Kohli, and thank you for your such a nice gesture. And thank you, Dr. C.V. Ananda Bose. Thank you, Mr. Harisen Verma, for joining. And thank you all the viewers for viewing our program. Thank you very much.